Hey guys, my name's Alexis. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the top things I've bought on Etsy that I actually use regularly, if not every day. I will say Etsy is one of my favorite places to shop because there's so many unique things and I like weird, quirky, unique things, but it is not the cheapest place to shop. That is without a doubt. Of course there's Amazon, of course there's thrift stores, but sometimes you need that perfectly unique or personalized item that you cannot find anywhere else. So these are going to be the things that I actually thought were worth the price tag, which was a little bit higher than I usually would pay for other things. And you can tell me what your favorite Etsy purchases are. I'm going to be linking all of the things I show you in the description box below, so check those out. And let's get started. So for the first thing, it's going to be this linen romper that I'm wearing. I'll show a video of me outside. This was hard to find in a thrift store setting. I'm usually a thrift store person. I look for linen and wool. I'm very into natural fabrics, but I could not find a romper that actually fit me in any kind of fabric at the thrift store, and then specifically linen. So I used up one of my Etsy gift cards for my birthday to buy this linen romper, and I love it because it's a two-piece, and that was what sold me on this specific design. And it has an elastic waistband, which I really like. I prefer that to buttons or a tie just because it's more comfortable. I'm about natural fabrics and comfortable clothing. Now I also live somewhere in the Central Valley of California where it is always hot. It is October and it is still 95 degrees. So we have about 6 months of summer. So I preferentially look for lighter fabrics like linen or cotton. This is a tank top romper with shorts. There are pockets in the shorts. It has I think it's called a paper bag waist, which I really like. I thought it wouldn't be as flattering as it is on me, but I really like it. And because it's separates, I've used the tank top with different shorts and the shorts with different shirts, and it looks great. This was $113. Now, that is a lot more than I pay for clothing. I usually shoot for $5 or less at the thrift store, but because this was so unique and it's customizable. So the top is a small and the bottoms are a large because of the way I'm proportioned. I can't just choose the same size for each thing. Is it pricey? Yes, but it's worth it. I wear it separately and I wear it together. Next, I'm going to talk about bridal flowers. I have a lot of things I bought on Etsy for my wedding. If you are interested in that, I can make a whole wedding video of things I used and how I planned my wedding. I planned it myself and I just had a day of coordinator who helped with the specific details on the wedding day itself. But this is my cat Fox, by the way. So bridal flowers, I specifically wanted to go with dried florals because they could last a while. So I want to show you my bouquet. This is my bridal bouquet, and this I specifically picked because these were the colors of the bridal dresses or bridesmaids dresses that I wanted. I think this is a great option for wedding flowers. This bouquet is, I think, an extra large, and it was $65. Now, when I asked people around here for a quote for fresh flowers, it was well beyond $65 just for my bouquet. So I thought this was a good investment for bridal flowers because I also get to keep them. So the reason I included that in this list is because this sits on my dresser and I look at it every day. And when I go get my clothes out of my dresser, I can smell it. It's been 1.5 years that I've been married, and it still smells like that wonderful dried floral smell that I really, really love. I thought this was so unique. It wasn't something I had seen people do, but obviously on Etsy, there's a lot of sellers. This seller in particular, I will link down below. Never worried about my flowers needing water. I didn't have to refrigerate anything, and I get to keep them for a lot longer, and I think they're beautiful. Next, I'm gonna talk about slippers. Now, like I said, it's October, it's still in the 90s where I live, so this isn't something I use obviously in the summer, but in the winter, the 6 months of winter I guess that we have, I use this every single day. These are wool slippers from Kyrgyzstan. The brand is called Kyrgyz. I absolutely love these slippers. I've never really been a slipper person until I moved to the Central Valley where it was colder in the winter. These are 100% wool and then have leather bottoms. You can see that they're quite worn in the bottom from last year. These are so comfortable. They are so warm, and I like the aesthetic. Like I said, I like linen and wool. Now they were a lot pricier than usual slippers. Like you could buy on Amazon maybe for 12 bucks, like a cheap pair of slippers, but I wanted ones that will last a long time. Like inside, they barely look worn, and I wore these every day for like probably 6 or 7 months last year. And they just wear in and break into your feet, and which just makes them so comfortable, and the wool makes them light and warm. These were $89. I got these as a Christmas present, but I think these were extremely worth it because they will last a long time. Like I said, links in the description. I love these. The next thing I'm going to talk about is a journal that I use every day. I will say, as a caveat, there is a similar option to this one on Amazon, but it's a lot smaller and it's slightly different aesthetic. So this one, I guess, would be, I bought a bit more for the aesthetic of it. So this is a 5-year journal, and I believe it's 5 by 8. So the one on Amazon that I will show a picture of is a lot smaller, and I like having a bit more space to write. Now, what I specifically wanted to do with this is to remember, I haven't journaled in it for a year yet, but I wanted to remember all the small little things my husband has done for me each day that we tend to take for granted. Little things like he refills my water bottle, and he puts the sunshades up in the car when I forget so that my seat isn't burning hot when I get back into it. So I just want to be able to have a record to look back, and sometimes, you know, when you get frustrated or mad, you kind of forget those things. So I really do refer to this journal. It only has 4 lines, but as you can see, there's space in between each one that you really could use a bit more. It has a ribbon marker, and it has a cotton cover, which is the aesthetic I wanted. It is expensive. It is $43 for this hardback cover. You could make your own. You could. I had an Etsy gift card and I used it on this, and I think it was worth it. But like I said, there are other cheaper options. Okay, so the next item is a wool comforter / duvet, whatever way you want to call it. I did not know that they made wool comforters / duvets. And last winter when it was really cold, I was using a down comforter that I've had from the past, and it was getting too hot. And when I did more research, down comforters don't breathe like wool does, and so you can start using wool. Well, you can use wool year round because it has that breathability. It doesn't maintain, or I guess it's anti-dust mite, antimicrobial, anti-smell. So it just is a wonderful material. I'm not sure why we don't use wool for more things, but we got a king size wool comforter, and that is pricey. It was $260. And I will say there was a few caveats that I talked about with this seller. They were very reasonable and worked with me. I was asking for ties to be put on the ends so that you can tie it into a duvet cover. And I'm not showing you this one because it's so big and heavy. And then once we received it, which was super quick from Turkey, it had shedding coming out of the cover. And so I messaged the seller, like, is this normal? They sent free of charge an extra cover to put over it, which really contained all the wool. I was having wool like shedding throughout my room, and I wasn't super happy about that. But once I got the extra cover on there, which they added the ties onto as well, so it ties perfectly into my duvet cover. Once I got that on, it was perfect. It is like a heavy, warm hug. It feels a little bit like a weighted blanket, but I'm not a weighted blanket fan. It's too heavy for me. I can't handle that. But this has a nice weight to it, and it did not make me too hot, and it just had that perfect breathability and will last a long time. That's another one of my qualifications when I'm looking at an Etsy purchase that I'm hoping to use all the time. How long will this last? I don't want to have to replace an item all the time. The next thing that I'm going to talk about is another wedding thing. It is my engagement ring and wedding ring. We bought this on Etsy. I don't remember exactly how much my husband paid for the engagement ring because obviously I wasn't involved in that, but looking at the seller's website, in total this whole thing with 14 karat white gold was less than $1,000, which I like unique rings. So when we were talking about getting married, my husband is more of a traditional person. He thought I should have a diamond, and I detest diamonds. I always have. My birth month is April, so diamonds is the, birthstone. I've never liked diamonds. So I said, okay, the only diamond I find acceptable is a salt and pepper diamond, which this is the shop that my husband found that he liked the designs that sold salt and pepper diamonds. Now, during the pandemic, they didn't have any salt and pepper diamonds. So he opted for this other stone called Alexandrite, which he thought was funny because my name's Alexis. And he thought I would like it because I like weird and quirky things. Now, Alexandrite, it changes colors. It goes red, purple, green, and blue in different lightings. And people always ask me, what is that stone? Because it's always changing colors depending on the lighting. And it is Alexandrite. And the white stones are moissanite, so no diamonds. That's what makes it much cheaper, and I think it looks amazing. So obviously I wear this every day. Like I said, it's less than $1,000. The wedding ring part was a bit customized, so that was $367. The wedding ring part, the engagement ring, I think was a little bit more. So it was honestly probably in total less than $800 for this ring. I love it. I don't know why more people don't buy their wedding rings. Unique styles, unique stones. I love it. And I always get asked about it. I get compliments on it and I'm like, babe, you did a great job. So that one is totally worth it to me. And if you're looking for a unique engagement ring, go on Etsy. There's so many sellers, but I will link the specific seller of mine down below. My last Etsy purchase that I really like is a recent purchase. It is called a papale hat, which I had never heard of. I was searching for a visor that I could wear with a bun because I wear my hair in a bun or a ponytail quite often, and it's sunny here a lot. We don't have much rain at all in California. So I was looking for a hat that I could wear with this bun because there were so many times I needed a hat but I couldn't wear one. You probably know my struggle. I didn't know they made hats like this. I knew they made visors, but the visor, I needed it to cover the back of my neck as well. And the visors just didn't do that. And any of the visors that kind of have a cover, there's a lot of ones that have Velcro. And the Velcro just kept getting stuck in my hair. It was not my thing. So yes, this hat is pricey. It is hand woven in Hawaii, and this is a Hawaiian style hat. I'd never heard of this before, but I love it because specifically this one, it has I'll show a little bit of a video of it. It has a little tie to make this adjustable. So when my hair isn't up, when it's down, I still can wear this, but I need to tighten it a little bit more because this adds a little bit more thickness to your head. So the adjustability of this is great. I can tie it super tight and in the wind, it won't come off because of this tie in here. I absolutely love it. It will wear beautifully. It's hand woven and I'm supporting a small business that uses this craft. Now, when I was researching papales, apparently they can go extremely expensive because it is an old craft and it's not that many people are doing it. So this was, how much was this? This was $61.25. That was including shipping. You had to pay for the shipping from Hawaii, and they shipped it very well. It was in a very nice box, wasn't crinkled at all. The nice thing about this kind of woven material is also that you can get this a little bit wet and reshape it if it does bend or anything. Yeah, like I said, it's a great hat, and it's got such a wide brim. It covers my neck, covers my face. Like, I don't know why a whole hat isn't more of a thing. So those are my top Etsy purchases that I use all the time. Let me know what you've bought on Etsy, what you like, and let me know if you'd be interested in the Etsy purchases for wedding specific items. I have so many of them. I bought so much stuff on Etsy, so let me know if you'd be interested in that. And I will be linking my Etsy shop in the description box below. I sell a few old quilts, crocheted blankets, and some vintage kitchen and houseware items, so check it out if you're interested. Thanks for watching!